Hey there friends, it is me, HLModTech, and I'm back with another cool lesson on the A10M. Today, my friends, I used Virtual Extruders in the Marlin firmware. My friends, let me show you how slick this is when you use it with Cura. Alright, the first thing we need to do is we need to fix that printer under Manage Printers. So when you launch the A10M, I'm going to hit Machine Settings. They, if you use their profile, give you 235, 235, and this should be 250. Make sure you adjust those because they fit better. You want heated bed, you got your G code, and then over here, the number of extruders is what's super cool. You can go all the way up to 8. For this tutorial, I'm only going to go to 4. And then also this shared heater. If you ever created things before, there was a horrible pause that you had to go in and edit. Because of the shared heater, that's gone. I also really quickly changed my start G code to match Verts. G28 homes it, G1 Z5 moves to a Z of 5. Don't forget these semicolons are the comments. They're just telling you what happened. We set E to 0. We move E to a positive 1, and then we set E back to 0. Alright friends, so this is where the magic happens. We need to have semicolon T0, and we're going to do 100% and 0 for the amount of filament we're using on each side of the extruders. 163 S0, and then P is the 100%, and then 163 S1 and P is 0. Those are those two numbers, and then we're going to call that extruder 0. Which is a little tricky because up here it's called extruder 1, but you'll get used to it. Down below that, we just simply do it again, except this time we name it T1, and it's going to be the opposite, 0/100. So S0P0, S1P1. Those are flipped. They always equal a whole number, and then we're going to call this S1, which will be extruder 2. We do it again for T2, and this one I'm going to do 2575. So notice my S0 is 0.25 and my S1 is 0.75. It's called S2, it'll be extruder 3. And then that last one is T3, semicolon T3. I'm going to flip it again, 7525, and then put my 0.75 and my 0.25 in place. With this completed, let's move up to the extruders. Make sure that they are set at 1.75, 1.75, and 1.75. By default, Cura does a 2-point-something number that is for their Ultimaker machines. Vert recommends putting in the exact numbers when you check them with a caliper, but I actually do not do that step at this point. With all those things double-checked, I'm going to simply hit Close and Close. You'll notice I have my generic PLAs as purple and pink, which is in the machine. Let me show you how I set that up. I simply went into the Manage Settings, went down to Manage Materials. I went to the generic PLA, and I just duplicated it. So I'll make one for a future date. I'm going to put the word PLA yellow. And then I would just simply click on this and give it a yellow. So if I ever used this setting, then it would show the yellow color. You can see I quickly added the word pink after the pink one and the purple after the purple one. And then when I hit close, I'm just going to make sure that each extruder has the one that's really in it. So I hit generic, and remember that one is the purple one. This one is the pink one. Alright, so with my colors dropped in, and I changed that to a blue just because it looks a little cooler, let's add our parts that we can print into colors. So I've got a heart I made. If we scroll down here, here's a base. Quickly add that second piece. Let's find the words by typing heart again. There's the keychain words. And notice they initially drop in, not touching each other. So I'm going to fix that by clicking on the move choice, and I want it to be at 0, 0. But I want the height of it to be 2 millimeters. So now it is above. Now it's not quite where I want, so that's hanging off. So I'm going to just slide it back like that. So the two parts are in, but now let's take the second part and let's choose to print it with extruder 2. Notice then we've instantly got the dual colors. Real quickly, we'll go through my settings. I'm doing 0.3 layers because this is just something I'm doing for fun. I'm going to do 20% infill grid, dropping this down to 195 because I've been having a little stringing. Print speed of 60. I do want retraction. I do want cooling. I like brim. Nope. I like skirt. And then I always like 4 lines. And I like them to be 10 millimeters away. That way I get a good glimpse of whether the print is working. I do not want a prime tower. With me just switching 2 colors, I don't care if underneath the pink there's a little bit of a blend, so it just saves me some plastic, and it's just kind of sneaky that way. I'm going to hit save to removal. Boom, it's there. Let's take it over to the printer and see what we get. Alrighty friends, so I'm going to let the time-lapse play below. I find it hard to watch a time-lapse when it's so flat and low because this was only 4 millimeters thick. But right here, my friends, we have got the results of that 3D print. I think it's totally slick. Printed really, really well. Did not use a prime tower, and I thought it turned out pretty sweet. I'm still working on what it's going to be like with larger prints and mixing. Mixing pink and purple I think is silly, so I might need to change colors so I can get better and cooler mixes. But I am really, really happy, and it did print pretty well for my first test with this kind of project. Alrighty friends, so I'm going to call this a success. Don't forget, make sure you check out Vert's Hobbies. He's the one that came up with the firmware, and then I'm just playing with it to see if we can make it do cool things. Friends, if you enjoyed the video, please give it a like. If you got a question, comment, or suggestion, add it down below. If you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Smash that subscribe button. And last but not least, hit that notification bell if you want to be the first to know when there's a brand new video from me, HLModTech. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.